whoever the judge is that's getting ready to oversee this recusal motion, I believe is going to do the right thing and recuse Judge Glanville.
Breaking news here at 3 concerning the YSL trial. The judge in the case has now been recused.
Oh, wow. I guess I called it, huh? I told y'all what was going to happen, and I have the entire breakdown for you right after the bumper. Let's get into it. Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. Breaking news about an hour ago. You just heard it. Judge Glanville, the judge that is presiding over the Young Thug case, has been officially recused. And we got it all for you next. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. And as always, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed up to this point. Help me get to 3,000 subscribers, y'all. We're on our way. So thank you so much for tuning in. And let's get into it. So, earlier today, we got a ruling in the Young Thug case in regards to Judge Glanville. Now, if you've been following along in my previous videos, we've been talking about this case, and this is in regards to Judge Glanville recusal. Now, you want to know what the recusal is about? This is in regards to the meeting that happened on June 10th, which was a ex parte meeting between Judge Glanville, the prosecutor, and the prosecutor's star witness and his lawyer, Caleb Bumpus. We're talking about Lil Woody. He was the prosecution's star witness. He was the person that was supposed to, implicate Young Thug, a.k.a. Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, if you want to use his real name, as being the ringleader of this YSL gang, which it revolves around a bunch of acts up under the Rico statute in the state of Georgia. This is out of Fulton County. That meeting took place. Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, made note of it, to which he himself mentioned it in court. Judge Glanville asked him how did he find out about this meeting. He refused to tell Judge Glanville how he found out, and that ultimately got him held in contempt in a 20-day jail sentence. That sentence was ultimately halted while it was appealed. They further went on and filed a recusal motion. Judge Glanville decided to not recuse himself. He denied the motion. Then Young Thug's co-defendant, Yak Gotti's attorney, Weinstein, filed a motion and took it all the way to the Georgia Supreme Court. They ruled on that motion that it was filed in the wrong court. And then a couple of days later, Judge Glanville came back and ultimately decided to have the motion go to another court to be reviewed. And here we are. So this is where we're at in this case. Just to kind of catch you up to speed there. Lots going on. This is right now, this is the longest case in the state of Georgia ever. It is over 18 months long. It started with the jury selection, which took almost a year, last February. And it's been going on. This is so it's been halted because of this one motion here that Judge Glanville allowed to go forward. So this is to decide whether he was going to be recused. Well, he has been recused, and I have the document here. And we're going to go through this, okay? It's 10 pages. So bear with me a little bit as we go through this. This was provided by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So I just want to give credit to them for bringing this up, because this is big. And you see, it was filed today, the 15th of July, at 11:29 a.m. in the Fulton County Superior Court. Now, if you understand, Georgia has 4 layers of courts. So this is just one of the layers that we have in the state of Georgia. So the state of Georgia versus Diamante Kendrick, that is Yak Gotti. Jeffrey Williams, that is Young Thug. And then a bunch of other people that I don't really know who these people are, but they are part of the YSL trial. Order on motion to recuse Judge Glanville. Okay. This case is before the court to consider various motions to recuse, including defendant Diamante Kendrick's motion to recuse Chief Judge Ural Glanville filed on June 12th, 2024. That's the motion that Judge Glanville's lawyer, Young Thug's lawyer, filed right after he found out about the ex parte meeting. Okay, so that's what this is about. Caleb Bumpus motion to squash show cause in order to recuse Judge Glanville, and defendant Jeffrey Williams' motion to disqualify, recuse Judge Glanville for all further dealings in the above referenced case in the amended supplement. This is another docket. All right. The specific facts necessary to determine this recusal motion are well documented in affidavit, court filings, certified transcripts, and video recordings available on YouTube. Ain't that something, y'all? YouTube. Having considered the record evidence, the record's evidence and applicable case law, the court finds as follows. All right, and you see the little footnotes here. That notion to above reference cases is the court's previous considered denied Kendrick's motion to disqualify the judge based on the recusal. Okay, so we're gonna move forward. This is a few pages, 10 pages long. These recusal motions arise out of the multi-defendant prosecution brought by Fulton County District Attorney Office, alleged gang activity and associate crimes, Kendrick Docket 4. Although there were 28 defendants named in the indictment, only 6 were tried as of June 7, 2024. Okay, so there's only been 6 people that has been tried. All right, the motion to recuse all arise from the same circumstances related to the state's witness, Kenneth Copeland. Okay, that's Lil Woody. All right. On June 7, 2024, the state intended to call Kenneth Copeland to testify. Prior to his testimony, counsel for Mr. Copeland, Jonathan Milnick, appeared and indicated in open court that Mr. Copeland did not wish to testify and intended to invoke his Fifth Amendment privileges against self-incrimination. All right, so y'all remember that. Lil Woody had let his attorney know that he was getting ready to plead the Fifth, and he got told that he couldn't. So that's why he ended up in contempt. So we're going to keep moving forward. And that he intended to invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. Judge Glanville brought Mr. Copeland into court and discussed with him the effect of an immunity order Judge Glanville had entered that granted immunity to Mr. Copeland. Because y'all remember, Lil Woody has immunity in this case. Judge Glanville specifically advised Mr. Copeland that if he invoked the Fifth Amendment and refused to testify, the state would ask for Copeland to be held in contempt in jail, to which they did. All right. Judge Glanville also advised that if asked, Judge Glanville would jail Mr. Copeland for refusing to testify. After that discussion, Mr. Copeland spoke to his attorney and then indicated he would testify. Once called, Mr. Copeland was asked to specify his age, and instead of answering, he stated, "I plead the Fifth." And that's what he did on that Friday that he was in court. Judge Glanville excused the jury and then advised Mr. Copeland in an open court that he was in contempt and ordered him to be jailed until Monday, June 10th, at which time he was supposed to revisit Mr. Copeland's willingness to testify. Okay. We get all that. So we get the case. We get this is all the proceedings. We're going to kind of skip along. Y'all get what's going on here. He was held in contempt. And then we talking about the ex parte meeting that happened. So we're going to get down to the order. I want to get down to the order part, okay? Because we've already kind of went through all this. Let me see here. Is this anything that we need to discuss? Okay. It talks about the motion, how it's legally framed, and it kind of gives some examples. But I want to get to the motion, okay? So, okay. So the analysis and discussion here. Judge Glanville has previously announced on the record that motions were timely and supported by an affidavit. In transferring this case to another judge for consideration, Judge Glanville necessarily determined that the third criteria was satisfied, that recusal might be authorized if the facts alleged if the motions were assumed true. Therefore, Judge Glanville was required to refer the motion for reassignment and was prohibited from opposing the motion. It is worth noting that the court agrees generally with Judge Glanville's assessment of the proprietary of the ex parte meeting. While the meeting could have and perhaps should have taken place in open court, nothing about the fact of the meeting or the substance discussed was inherently improper. Okay, so they're saying that nothing about the meeting was improper, but they believe they should have happened in open court. However, in his order denying defendant Kendrick's motion and in the process of making his record on July 1st, 2024, Judge Glanville added facts, provided context, questioned the veracity of the allegations, and otherwise explained his decisions and actions and argued why those actions were proper. While it may be appropriate for the judge to disclose information relevant to his potential recusal, such a disclosure must be made in a way that is as objective, dispassionate, and non-argumentative as possible, so that the judge is not reasonably perceived as a hostile witness or advocate. All right, and they reference another case here, another statute. In presenting his record as to the recusal issues and in ruling on Kendrick's motion, Judge Glanville evaluated and accepted the truth of his own factual allegations mandating his recusal. The court has no doubt that Judge Glanville can and would continue presiding fairly over this matter if the recusal motions were denied. But the necessity of the preserving the public's confidence in the judicial system weighs in favor of excusing Judge Glanville for further handling of this case. So, based on the foregoing, this court hereby orders as follows. Defendant Diamante Kendrick's motion to recuse Chief Judge Ural Glanville is granted. Caleb Bumpus' motion to squash the show cause order and to recuse Judge Glanville is denied as moot. Defendant Jeffrey Williams' motion to disqualify recuse Judge Glanville from all further dealings in the above referenced case as amended and supplemented is granted. And the clerk of court shall reassign this case using the court's case assignment procedures. It is so ordered the 15th day of July. The Honorable Rachel Krause, Fulton County Superior Court, Atlanta Judicial Circuit. So there y'all have it. He's been recused. So now it goes back to the court so that it can be reassigned to another judge. And we'll move forward. Now, I'm pretty sure that the next thing we're going to see is the attorneys for both Yak Gotti and Young Thug. I'm pretty sure Brian Steele and Weinstein are going to go ahead and file motions to dismiss the case altogether. That should be the next thing, and then we'll see where that goes. So, I told y'all that I thought this was going to happen previously, and I'm not even a lawyer, but based on what I've been seeing, I thought this was going to happen. So, and it didn't have to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. It stopped at the Superior Court. So, just let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that the next step is to get this case dismissed? Y'all think that's what Brian Steele and them going to do? Let me know in the comments. So until next time, Coach Nation, let's keep it coaching.